So we have a Gemara here as follows. The Gemara tells us, Talmud tells us, and then we're going to see if this fits into this is Parshas, the mitzvah of Milah. We learned in that brisa. There was a story with Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka and Rabbi Lazar that they went to on Yom Tov. There's a mitzvah to visit your Rebbe. They went to visit their Rebbe, Rabbi Shua, and Rabbi Shua said to them, "No, tell me a chiddush. What's new? Tell me a nice about Torah." So he said, "What do you mean? You're the Rebbe. We came to visit you. Let the Rebbe tell us about Torah." So the Rebbe said, "You're right, but as the Rebbe, I mean, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, making it more dramatic. As the Rebbe, I'm telling you to that you be the one. You open up the discussion." So Talmud tells us, "Ritzono shel adam zehu kavodo." The honor of a person is to do his will. If the Rebbe wants the Talmidim to say, then that's called honoring the Rebbe. That's what the Rebbe wants. So this is the Devar Torah that he said. He said, the Rebbe said to him, to the Talmidim, whose time was it? Shabbos Shomi Hoysla. Who? Apparently, the different rabbis had turns, and they spoke in the Beis Medrash, in the house of study, and they said different Torah thoughts. So the Rebbe said, Rabbi Shua said to him, "Okay, who spoke today? Who was the Magen Shir today?" So he said it was Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Okay, what did Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah say? It was like pulling teeth trying to get these Talmidim. Who are they again? Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka and Rabbi Elazar to tell the Rebbe about Torah. After a while, they finally got it out. Okay. So what did he say? This was the drasha of Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Fascinating. In the Parshas of Hakel, in Sefer Devarim, in Deuteronomy, there's a mitzvah in the Torah that during the Yom Tov of Sukkot, every seven years, people gather together in the Beis HaMikdash in the temple, and we're going to explain who comes: men, women, and children. And they read from the Kohen, reads from the Torah, and it's a very nice gathering. It's called Hakel. So, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah gave the following Devar Torah. It says in the Torah, in reference to Hakel, to this mitzvah of Hakel, that who gets together? Men, women, and children. They all come to the mitzvah of Hakel. Says the Gemara, I understand men come to learn. Women come to hear. That's for another time, maybe another shir. I think we once discussed this once about women's obligation of Torah study, but it's a different word. The men come to learn, the women come to hear. That'll be for another time. Why difference? What is the difference between learning and hearing? I mean, they're hearing the learning. Why is there a different lashon, different expression? And the children, why do the children come? To give reward for those who bring them. That's the Gemara. Litein schar limiviyayim, to give reward for those who bring them. Amar lahem. So the Rebbe said to the Talmidim, "Malgolis toiva hasa biyadchem uvikashtem la'avdem many." I mean, I had to pull teeth to get you to say this about Torah. You had a precious pearl, not Max's mother, but a precious, what's that? Okay, a precious gem. Okay, a precious Devar Torah. And I had to pull teeth for you to say this? I mean, this is amazing. This is a beautiful Devar Torah. That is the end of the Gemara. So we're going to ask a few questions on this Gemara. First of all, why was the Rebbe so excited about this Devar Torah? I mean, it's very nice, don't get me wrong. I mean, okay, he explained the three categories of people who come to Hakel: the men, the women, and the children. And he explained why they all come. But why does he get so dramatic? Was he the first Paul Newman or Tom Cruise? Very dramatic. I mean, okay, Shkayach, and then let the Rebbe say the Devar Torah afterwards. Why did he get so excited about this Devar Torah? Seemingly, It's just a simple explanation of the purpose of the mitzvah of Hakel, why the men come, why the women come, and why the children come. Why do you get so excited about it? That's the first question. I think there was a second one, but oh yeah. So that's the Gemara. Now, there's this story in the Yalkut, in the Medrash, is told a little bit different. In the Yalkut's version of this same story, this is fascinating. So I wanted to read this Gemara because I wanted to show you how excited Rabbi Shua got when he heard this Dvar Torah, this Gemara. But in the Yalkut, there's a different version. Not only did he get excited, he said, Ashrecha Avram Avinu, praiseworthy is Avram Avinu, that who came out of him? Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, the Baal member, the one, I'm not sure what Shmuel is looking at, but maybe that'll be for another time. The Baal member, the person who said this Talmudic statement that we just said, Shmuel, explaining why we have the three categories of people, and what their purpose is, and what they accomplish by going to Hakel, okay? Interesting crowd got tonight. One guy's eating, one guy's looking on the floor. Okay. Anybody else? What are you doing, Chaim? Okay, Chaim's listening again. So, the Yalkut says that he said, praiseworthy is Elazar ben Azariah, praiseworthy is Avram Avinu. It's hard when people on things, but at least some of them aren't. Okay, Chaim. And I got Max back. Okay, Chaim and Max, and Shmuel's back too. Okay, all three of you. So, amazing. He says, Avram Avinu should be praised because he had a descendant like Elazar ben Azariah who made such a following statement. Again, the men come to learn, the women come to hear, and the children come to come because the people who bring them get a reward. What did I say? Dramatic statement. What did I say?
No, I'm asking. The reason why Avram Avinu is so recognized is because he had a descendant that made a dramatic statement.
Well, he made a statement. Now, Elazar ben Azariah is the one that's being dramatic, right? He just made a simple statement. That's the question. Both on the Gemara. The Gemara says, you have this great pearl, and you're trying to keep it away from me? You have this great gem, and it was like pulling teeth for you to say it over? Well, why was he so excited about this Gemara? All he did was explain the three categories of people. And the Yalkut is also strange. Avram Avinu should be praised, not because of the story with the Kishon Eish, when he was thrown in the fire, and because he wouldn't do Avodah Zarah, idol worship, and his life was saved, and that Kedah, and being childless for all these years, and all the shyness that he passed, and he still believed in Hashem after all these years. No. Why is Avram Avinu should be praised? Because he had a descendant like Elazar ben Azariah, who made such a great Talmudic statement, just explaining a simple pasuk in the Chumash. Those are the questions we're going to ask. What is the Yalkut talking about? Why was Rabbi Shua so excited about this seemingly elementary concept, three categories of people, and why they come to Hakel and what they accomplish? Before we say the answer, anybody want to take a...
Shall great Torah, something like that.
That was great, yeah. The Yalkut is very strange. Avram Avinu, because of this Gemara, what was special about this Gemara that Yeshua said, Avram Avinu had a descendant like Elazar ben Azariah, Avram Avinu should be praised. So I'm going to say, it's so beautiful. It's from Rabbi Yonasan Eibshitz. That was Basher, what happened. I prepared to learn with the Olam tonight some Torah from the Ksav Sofer. I borrowed the Sefer from the Kola, I brought it over here. Promise it's the wrong value. So I opened it up, and I'm about to get to the space. And then I realized it's the wrong Sefer. It's Vayikra Pemim B'Devarim, which won't help us.
Hashem wants you to learn from that song.
So no, because that's the Sefer, that's the Torah for Parshas Lecha. So I realized what I do now. I could quickly run over to the kollel and get it. I could call one of my Talmidim and say, do me a favor, go over to the kollel, bring the sefer. I said, you know what?
But you know better.
We're going to do a different Devar Torah, totally different. We're going to learn this piece from Rabbi Yonasan Leibschitz. And it was B'Sheret, because this is such a beautiful idea. Thank God I was able to come up with the last minute audible and we came up with this throughout Torah. And we'll do the stuff another time. Okay, so schos, it was this great thing that I left, that I made a mistake. So we can learn this Tiferes Jonathan. And he says as follows. So beautiful. We discussed last night why Avraham Avinu didn't do the mitzvah of Milah until he was commanded. Right? We gave a lot of answers to this question. The answer that we said at the end was because Gadol Mitzvah v'Oisa, Yosem Mimisha Ein Mitzvah v'Oisa. Greater is the one that does the mitzvah when he was commanded, more than the one that does it when he's not commanded. When you commanded, automatically, naturally, there's a resistance to do it. Once God tells you have to do something, the Yetzer Hara gets to you and convinces you not to do it. But if you're a volunteer, there's no pressure. A lot of times volunteers do better work than paid employees in organizations. Because that's what I said. That's what I said.
I mean, they're there because they want to be there.
When you want to be there, you don't have the Yetzer Hara, I'm not going to do it, right? So, Gadol Mitzvah v'Oisa, Yosef Mimisha Ein Mitzvah v'Oisa. That's one of the explanations of that, the classic svara behind that. Now, fascinating idea. Let me ask you a question. Why does the Torah have to tell you have to bring the children to Hakel? Men have to come to Hakel. Women have to come to Hakel. Who's going to watch the children? There are no babysitters. The babysitters also have to go to Hakel. The teenage girls also have to go to Hakel.
It's like going to shul. You bring your kid with you, sitting there right next to you.
Correct. That's my point, Max. Let me finish the point. The Torah doesn't have to tell you to bring your children to an event when both the parents have to go and there's no babysitters. There are only two choices. You stay home or you bring the child to the event. Okay? Yes. People write no children because people have to make a decision, People don't want to pay for the children at the wedding. So there are no children. Either one guy, whatever, they figure it out. Normally you have babysitters, okay? So there was a wisecrack that said another option. Apparently that was not an option, okay? That's not l'chachila at all, to teach you bad midos or whatever. We're not going to do that now, okay? But, so you hear what's going on? It's a very fascinating idea. This is what was bothering Elazar ben Azariah. Why does the Torah have to tell you to bring the children? Of course it's going to bring the children. The women have to go. There's no option of staying home. Beautiful idea, Elazar ben Azariah tells us. The Torah tells you to bring the children. Why? Shmuel actually said this before. Shmuel figured it out halfway through. All those years in Hebrew Academy paid out. The Torah cares so much about the Jewish people. Hashem wants to give us the opportunity to be a mitzvah v'oisa, to be one who is commanded and did it. Without the Torah telling you to bring the children, and there's no way you can come without bringing the children, what are you going to do? Like Max said, you're going to bring the children. But when you bring the children without the Torah telling you there's a mitzvah to bring the children, what are you going to be? You're going to be an Eino mitzvah v'oisa, a person that does it without being commanded. But it's greater to be commanded and do it. So the Torah tells you a commandment. Bring the children. Now when you bring the children, you're fulfilling the mitzvah on a higher level of bringing the children because the Torah said to bring the children. That was what's going on in Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah's head. And that was such a beautiful idea that Rabbi Shua said, you have this great gem and you're trying to hide it from me? Rabbi Shua was so excited about this about Torah, about this pshat in the Torah. That the Torah cared so much about the Jews that they should be able to have the mitzvah on the highest level, that it gave you the commandment to do it, even though you would do it anyhow. So that explains the Gemara Kagigel. Now the Yalkut said, the Medrash says, okay, Avraham Avinu should be praised because Elazar ben Azariah came out of his loins and said this about Torah. Anybody want to try to figure it out? The next level? Why is Avraham Avinu praised now? Because of this Gemara with Hakel, Avraham Avinu is praised. What shaykhs? What connection? What does Avraham Avinu have to do with Hakel? Why is Avraham Avinu now all of a sudden praised? Okay, I'm gonna try to help you out here. There was you both got it at the same time.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Who's older?
You go first. I want to see how.
Max. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know, because he brought him to Hakko, so therefore he came up with this beautiful shot.
Who brought who to Hakko? What?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, probably he
He's
did.
getting praised for
They
doing that.
They kept the mitzvahs before it was given. He probably did go to Hakko, but that's not what I'm looking
You
for.
just have to go with Bris Milah.
Very good. Shmuel got it. Shmuel got it. Avraham Avinu is now
You have to
praiseworthy.
go to last night's shiur to get the answer. To this one.
And you did, and so was
Yeah.
Max. But you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
No, but you hear it. It's beautiful, Max. You got it now. But Yeshua says, "Oh, now I know why Avraham Avinu didn't do Milah until it was commanded. Praiseworthy is Avraham Avinu that Elazar ben Azariah came out of him. Why is Avraham Avinu praised? Because he had Elazar ben Azariah? How about his own merits? The answer is, of course, his own merits, of course. But it's like a drasha, he was saying. He was saying, oh, we always had shver. We always want to know why Avraham Avinu didn't do Milah until he was commanded. Why didn't he do Milah? So the answer was that they say over, I think Brother Goin says, and other people said the parents, that Avraham Avinu wanted to wait till he got the level of being mitzvah before he... and therefore, he didn't do Milah until he was commanded in order to get that level of being mitzvah. So how do you know that? From the story. Ashrecha Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu is praiseworthy for not doing Milah until he was commanded in order to get that level of doing a mitzvah when you're commanded, which is higher than when you're not commanded. How did Avraham Avinu know that? I mean, he knew that. But what was the source? Yeah, how did Avraham Avinu know that? From Hakko, from Elazar ben Azariah. But now we know why Avraham Avinu did what he did. Because Avraham Avinu was just a big alam as Elazar ben Azariah. That's where he got the Torah from the Zayda. So that's why Yeshua said, Avraham Avinu was praised because Elazar ben Azariah came out of him. It was meaning this concept that we learned from Elazar ben Azariah, that Gadol mitzvah v'yoseh, Yosef m'shein mitzvah v'yoseh. Greater is the one that's commanded more than the one that's not commanded. We learn that out from Hakko, from the fact that the Torah made a mitzvah to bring their children, even though you bring them anyhow, and now you bring them and you makayim the mitzvah on a higher level. Because of that limud that we learned out from Elazar ben Azariah, Avraham Avinu is praised. What a beautiful Dvar Torah. Please share at your Shabbos table.
Really